Hello and welcome to this podcast edition of Sam's Alternatives with me, Sam. Episode 24, I'll be talking to Ryan and David, of course, from South Australian metal band Seek Misery. Just going to do a quick recap before I let Ryan and David in. What's happened in the last week or so? Stacks of new entries of new music. Awaking Tyler, Stepson, Sword Bros, Tidewalker, Carly Jewel, Alpha Cult, Nothing Sacred, 8 Count, Saint Sinner, The Weight of Silence, all dropping new music. Eveline, Deadweight 80, Destroy Fear, all dropping new music this week. We've already heard a few new songs from Loose End and a couple of other bands, which I'll mention on Sunday. So there's 2 interviews in about 5 days this week. I'll be chatting to Common Evil on Sunday as well. That will be uploaded on Monday. Tonight's episode will be uploaded sometime tomorrow. Got heaps of interviews coming up, as mentioned. Common Evil, Bowen Trotz from Disgust, Vault Hill, Alpha Cult, OCD Band, Neville from Snake Mountain, and a whole heap more. Alright, Ryan and David are in the lobby waiting, so let's get this interview underway, as they say, on this really cold Tuesday evening here in Warragul. Hello!
Hey, how you going, Sam?
Good, thanks, Ryan and David. Good to see you again, even though it was, a month ago in Melbourne we caught up.
Hell yeah, it's good to see you again, Sam. You're looking well, mate.
Yeah, no, really happy. I'm glad this works out. I love Seek Misery. I was keen to have you guys on. I thought it might have been a little while before it happened, but due to other bands wanting to do stuff later in the year or be on earlier in the year, this has worked in perfectly.
Absolutely. Great timing.
Yeah, great timing.
Yes. So for those that don't know, I have met Seek Misery before, because for those that don't know, Dead by Dawn, back in May this year, Seek Misery, Virtues, Storm the Crown, Deadweight 80, a whole heap of other bands played the Bendigo Hotel, and it was a sick night.
Oh, mate. Calling it a sick night's an understatement.
Oh,
It was super fun.
It was super fun. It was our first time playing in Melbourne and getting to meet some new people and getting to meet you, Sam. Obviously, that was a very cool thing. Just being able to play with a bunch of Victorian bands as well and just hang out afterwards. It was overall great night.
Nah, I unfortunately had to leave early, which doesn't happen very often, but nothing. I saw half their set, but had to leave because I was going to miss the last train home, and I'm like, oh, that might be a bit of a worry. But the important thing is I got to see Seek Misery, and I was actually very close to the front, which never happens at live music anymore.
Oh, that was a very tight space up there as well. It seemed like from where I was standing, like it couldn't fit any more people in that small room upstairs there at the Bendigo.
Nah, it was very tiny up there. I have been in a smaller room, to be honest, Ryan. I don't
really?
know if you've played or heard of Singing Bird in Frankston in Victoria. There was I don't know what it was, but I reckon the Bendigo Hotel upstairs would have looked like Stay Gold capacity to what this one at Singing Bird was. It was that small.
My goodness. So what, only 10 people could get in the room?
Oh, maybe double that, but it literally was like you had to be at the front of the door to go into this space at the start, because if you're at the back coming in after the last band, you weren't getting to the mosh.
It is.
That's tight.
Yeah. So, I think Bendigo upstairs might just be a bit bigger than the Singing Bird dungeon, as they call it.
Dungeon.
What a name.
But of course, as I mentioned, Ryan and David. David's name's going to be easy to remember because it's my middle name, so if I forget that, I'm in a bit of trouble. Of course, Ryan is the vocalist of the band Seek Misery, and David's the bass player of Seek Misery. But interesting thing, David was interested that I got to interview Gavin from Discord, because funny story about David and Gavin is they used to be in a band back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I I might be a bit hazy on dates at the moment, but I would say that's going back to 2007, 2008.
Yep.
Maybe before, actually, because I joined a Dead Silence at the tail end of 2008. So I'd already left Wyala by then. Yeah, I'm going to say maybe the end of 2006 and most of 2007. It was like right at the end of high school. Gavin and his family had moved from Mount Gambier to Wyala. I honestly can't even remember who introduced us, but I wanted to start a metalcore band. Like Prom Queen and Parkway were huge. Well, they still are, but they were huge back then. They were the primary bands around Australia, and we just wanted to play metalcore riffs and breakdowns. And I met Gavin. A whole heap of us from Wyala that used to hang out together ended up starting our band, and yeah, I think we played one show. Played one show, released one single on MySpace, and
Shit.
Where'd you play the show, Davey?
It was at the the stage at Civic Park.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, it was. The show was called The Small Day Out.
Small day out. Wow.
Small Day Out. Yeah. And like we thought that we were awesome, but I look back on the one video that's in the dregs of YouTube, and like, we weren't really anything special. But hey, it's memories. You got to start somewhere, and like I kept in contact with Gavin all those years, and it was great to watch your podcast with him the other day. Like I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I really hope that Discord start to play shows soon because they've got something good going on.
I'll tell you what, South Australia's got something good going on just in general. The talent coming out of that state is fucking unbelievable at the moment. I don't know what's in the waters over there, but...
Yeah.
Or we're producing the goods anyway.
Well, just the fact that you said to me the other day, Sam, as well, like, who would be my top 5 fellow South Australian bands, and I was writing stuff down and going, I can't narrow this down to 5.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to answer that question later on too, Dave, so I'm in shit.
There is a wealth of talent, and there are so many young up-and-coming bands that are just killing it and are going to they are killing it, they will kill it, and they will continue to kill it, so...
I think Australian music in general right at the moment is the best I've ever seen. Look, I know there was Parkway, Prom Queen, Cog, North Lane, Polaris, these bands that have brought the scene in Australia to be what it is today, but right at the moment you got bands like Alpha Wolf and Speed, you've got Wind Waker, you got Ocean Sleep, you got Red Hook, you got at least 10 bands that probably are in the top 50 biggest bands in the world. Now, I don't think 15 years ago I would have said we'd have 10 in the top 50.
I'd go as far as to agree with you on that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because, like, I think, Alpha Wolf and Speed, I think are probably the 2 best examples the last 3 years. There's obviously others, but Alpha Wolf are from a little place in Tassie called Burnie, and since they moved to Melbourne, they've gone from a up-and-coming band to, I'd say, arguably the 3rd biggest band in this country right at the moment, behind Polaris and obviously Parkway, who are the 2 big metalcore, and obviously North Lane aren't far off it, but I think that's the way you should look at it, is if you bust your ass and work time and time to make music and have the love for it, things can happen here in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely agree with that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're very talented individuals as well. A lot of hard working, just like do DIY stuff that they were doing for over the years. Like I've been following Alpha Wolf for many years, like when they were still on their previous vocalists, and Davey knows a few of the boys from Alpha Wolf as well. I think you've did you get to play a show with them at all, Davey, when you toured Tasmania or the Dead Silence, or?
Yeah, well, it wasn't Alpha Wolf at that time. It was back when Sabian and John were still doing Anguish.
Oh yeah.
So Sabian actually did like a whole heap of bookings. I think he was going under the name of Unconsecrated Bookings at that time. And he actually brought us over with Thy Art is Murder. So we forged like quite a good relationship with Sabian around that time. And just like after meeting him and establishing that friendship, like I kept tabs on him, what he was doing musically, and then seeing he'd moved to Melbourne, then Alpha Wolf had started, and then just watching Alpha Wolf, like their trajectory has been phenomenal ever since they started. Like, I don't think those guys have put the foot on the brakes, even after all the controversy that happened with their previous singer. Even with like any little roadblocks and that have stepped in their way, like I can safely say that Sabian has been one of the hardest working musicians in the Australian music scene, and like all power to him, man. Like the dude knows what he's doing, he's killing it, and he has a like unparalleled fucking work ethic.
Stage presence as well. His stage presence is crazy as well. It's awesome to see them play live and being able to see him play live at. I've seen him play live at smaller venues of like a capacity of like 100 people, and I've also seen him play at Adelaide Hindley Street Music Hall, which is like one of the bigger venues, especially for heavier bands to play in Adelaide. And just seeing a sold out show for them there, just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they deserve everything that they're getting. Like the guys are just, their work ethic is incredible.
Well, I saw them at the very first Knotfest 2023 when they obviously Slipknot, Parkway, Trivium, and then Alpha Wolf were on that bill, and are just like, this is huge for a band like Alpha Wolf. Actually, that contingent for the first Knotfest, Vortivision, Alpha Wolf, North Lane, Parkway, it doesn't get much bigger than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just was blown away. They are some crazy guys, but in a nice way. They put on a show like no other band here in Australia, outside of maybe Parkway.
Oh, it's definitely hard to beat Parkway on a show though, especially recently. I mean, they only just played like the Sydney Opera House and done like a cool experimental show with that. And then their previous Australian tour as well, where it was just that was just huge. Just stage, the stage setup, the dances, the visuals. That was all just crazy. So it's so hard to compare to like Parkway like these days. But yeah, absolutely agree with you, Sam.
It's
Isn't
hard.
it crazy to think that like Parkway to us is what like Metallica or Kiss were to our parents? Like they
Absolutely.
are our generation's like gigantor.
Mm. And I think also like the Europeans and the English in America love Parkway. Like they're almost better known over in the UK than they are here in Australia, which is hard to believe, actually.
Oh, they got a crazy metal scene over in Europe and the UK. Like all those countries being close together as well. Just that amount of people. Um, Pretty much just anything metal related, they just love it over there. Especially like Germany. Like
Yeah.
they're just crazy for it.
And some German metal bands and German bands that who knows what you'd describe them. Ramstein, obviously, metal, Electric Callboy, whatever music that is, whether it's metal, whether it's dubstep, what. I mean,
Very experimental. Their sound. It's very unique, but no one else is doing what their sound at the moment. Like what they got is very unique and very cool.
mm. And the whole get up like the
Oh yeah.
headbands.
Well, that's the show aspect of it. Like that's the entertainment aspect, and that's what makes it so memorizing at the same time.
Still, I missed Electric Callboy at Good Things a couple of years ago because I was stuck in line getting food and I was at the wrong side. I'm like, I can hear them, but I can't actually see them. Yeah,
Did
Sam.
that?
Oh, sorry, you go, Dave.
Oh,
sorry,
oh,
Ryan.
I was like, did they at least sound good from where you were standing?
Oh, they sounded really good
Yeah.
from where I was standing. I think Sam learned a few things from that. Good things is go get dinner earlier than what I did, because I missed Electric Callboy and missed No Effects, which I wasn't happy about. But
Oh,
yeah,
few big ones to miss.
yes, yeah, No Effects, some mediocre punk band. They've done nothing in the last 40 years, have they? Sorry to anyone out of No Effects that might be watching this on YouTube.
That's one of those legacy bands you don't want to miss just based on the fact that it's a legacy band.
Yeah, nah. What's the album that Pump Up the Volume with, like, Bottles to the Ground and that? I think that's the album that really stood out for me for No Effects, because I sort of came to the party a bit later with No Effects, and I remember hearing Bottles to the Ground on Triple J one day. I'm like, oh, who's this new punk band? And then realised they've been around for 15 years previously. Anyway, we should probably talk about Seek Misery. As much as I'd love to sit here and talk about every other band on the planet of the Earth, but so yeah, Ryan and Dave, the podcast interview, well, isn't even an interview, it's generally more a chat, is to find out a bit about Seek Misery. And then at the end, I should have probably sent this through in the messenger earlier, but Ryan and Dave actually have the floor at the end of this interview and can ask me a hard-hitting question.
Oh, got one to think about then during this time.
Nothing's off the table either. I've been asked some pretty wacky shit both on this and the audio podcasts over the years. So, yeah. And also, disclaimer, Sam's been swearing a lot already, so that's a dead giveaway that swearing is allowed on this podcast
too. Awesome.
And this will be uploaded tomorrow sometime, and the Spotify playlist with a few of Seek Misery songs. I think Let the Angels Take Me, Buried in Your Skin, Romantic Suicide, and there was a fourth one, and I thought I'd written them down, but I hadn't actually wrote down on the piece of paper in front of me what the fourth song was. Maybe Shattered or Lost. I reckon it's out of those two for the fourth song, so...
All great choices anyway. All great choices, so...
And, yeah, I've been a huge Seek Misery fan. Actually, funnily enough, the first song I actually ever heard from Seek Misery was actually Clown, which is obviously cover of the Korn song.
Cover, yeah, absolutely. That was more my doing. Like, I absolutely love Korn. Like, growing up in that, just listening to them and just being able to cover that in our own way was like really cool to do. We got to play it at least once, like live, and that was on our first ever show. And that was just it's a very cool song to cover.
Great album too, might add. Self-titled.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely awesome.
We did have some conversations, Sam, about do we keep doing an old new metal cover with every release? Every time we put out an album or an EP, should we pick one new metal song and do it with Seek Misery style?
Ooh.
Who knows? It may come. It may not.
It may.
Maybe
we should make it happen. We probably should make it happen.
Maybe even a whole EP of Seek Misery new metal covers. Maybe.
It's funny you mentioned that because Ryan did throw a little teaser about that to me at band practice once.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did have a few songs lined up, but because we've been so focused on other areas of writing at the moment, it's kind of just been on the back burner. But we will get around to it though. We will.
We got to get all the serious stuff out of the way first.
That's the fun stuff for after.
That's in the pipeline, as they say, but further down the track.
I mean, like Ryan and I are pretty well on the same page. You know, we'd want to chuck in Coal Chamber and Fear Factory and Slipknot, and then you've got Sam and Tristan who want to throw in Nickelback and Staind.
Maybe even a little bit of Creed as well.
Yeah, a bit of Motorhead.
Oh, Creed, imagine a Seek Misery of like higher or with arms wide open or something.
Hey, it could happen, Sam. It could happen.
Now, funny you should mention Creed because I was at a gig on Sunday night and there was a poster behind the wall of the bar that said, "Not taking requests unless it's higher by Creed. No requests except higher by Creed."
Very valid, very valid. The only song that should ever be played at all times.
I was waiting for like a Wonderwall or something because
No. Too overdone. That's way too overdone.
In all serious note, like if Creed did come to Australia, I would 100% buy tickets.
Yeah, probably would.
Nickelback, I'd go to both. Fine.
If they did Human Clay in its entirety, I'd probably definitely go to the Creed show.
It's not a bad album.
No. And funnily enough, features Higher, of course, and 11 other songs that people don't seem to know.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So how did Seek Misery form as a band?
Seek Misery formed as a band. It started off just as almost like a 2 to 3 piece project, just an online internet project. All the way back in late 2019, early 2020. So that was myself. I made it up with my friend Ryan Skinner, who's still the current guitarist as well. We're in a couple other bands together. He's got another separate project called Chrome Cage, which is a hardcore band, and we're both in a death metal project called Exterminator. But we decided to make Seek Misery because of just a bit of diversity, and we're pushing to write more music towards something that myself and Skinner listen to more, a bit more deathcore, a bit more metalcore, blending the two together. But yeah, it was only ever meant to be like an online project. But after a couple of the EPs that we released, we started having a bit more of an itch for it and going, oh, we could play a show. We'll play one show maybe. And then one show turned into a second show and a third show. And now we're here with a full lineup of people. So as you can tell, I've got Davey on bass for us as well. He joined late last year. And me and Davey, like we go way back. And I used to listen to his band in high school, A Dead Silence, like religiously, like every day. Like it was great. And then we also got Sam and Tristan as well, who used to play in 2319. So I've got very well-rounded members in Seek Misery now, all with touring experience, writing experience, and just having that wealth of knowledge, and just all great dudes as well.
It's very important to have good people around you in a band as well. I think, not that things don't go wrong when there's good people around you, but I think if you've got people around you that aren't good people, there's more chance that it might not work out the way you want to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like for me personally, like with Seek Misery, like we do things professionally, but at the same time we take that step back and just have fun with it at the same time. Like nothing's ever too serious where, like, I don't know, like we'll get into an argument about something so small and trivial. We'll just laugh it off and just have a good time, play shows, write music, and just have fun with it.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had any kind of disagreements between the band. Hey,
nah.
Like somebody will throw out a stupid suggestion, and everyone else will go, "Yeah, cool, let's make it work." We're all on the same page. Like every member of this band, like Ryan said, we've all got a wealth of touring and live experience. We've all made the mistakes that you make when you're in a band starting out years and years ago. So jumping into Seek Misery all together with all that experience, like everything just works. It's so seamless. It's like there's no effort involved either. Like everybody knows what their role is, and everyone's role just works.
Which is very, very important in a band. Everyone knowing their role, and because if you don't know what your role is, or there's sort of tension in the band of who does what part, then shit can hit the fan pretty quickly. And I mean, no, I won't mention any names, but there have been a few Aussie bands the last 6 to 12 months where that has happened. And yeah, it's really pushed some of these bands back a year or two.
Yeah. I think the only hurdle that we have in the band, and it's not even a problem, is the fact that three of us live in Adelaide and the other two live in Wyala. So there's a 4-hour drive gap between us.
Yeah.
And it just works. Like we don't need to practice in a jam room twice a week or once a week. Like we're all practicing at home via in-ear monitors to a click track. So the day of a show or the day before a show, we'll have a quick run through in a jam room. We'll probably go through the set once. If there's any changes, we'll go through the set twice, and bam, we're on stage that night. Like, it's so easy.
I think also we've had to adapt to sort of doing things online as well, or not being in the same area, because I mean, during that period called COVID that no one wants to ever remember, I think a lot of bands had to sort of look at how they would be able to still jam or still connect with each other and still get things done, because yeah, for a lot of people in bands, and a lot of bands have sort of split up or have gone their own way because of COVID. I think we've learnt a lot from it, and I think it's awesome to see a lot of these bands producing probably their best music that they've ever released. There's some that have just produced good music all the time, and doesn't matter whether it's pre-COVID or during COVID, but
yeah, I agree with you there, Sam.
Mm.
Also, being 2025, we don't all have to meet up in a jam room to go through a writing session. You know, Ryan writes a lot of stuff at home on his computer. Skinner's writing stuff on his computer. Tristan's writing stuff on his computer. I'm doing my best here. And the powers of Dropbox, man, like shit just gets dropped into a Dropbox, and then a message goes in the group chat. Check out what I've wrote. Let me know what you think. You know, and then somebody else will open it up, make a couple of changes, chuck it back in the Dropbox. You know, there's constant communication there, and it's just so much easier. Like if we go back to 2007, 2008, when I was first starting out, you know, we were jamming Tuesdays and Thursday nights every week, and you're sitting on the floor for most of the time going, all right, what do you think of this riff? Nah, it doesn't work. Try this riff. And then, you know, you get your riffs all done, and then the drummer's trying to play, and it was so hard. And it's so easy now. Where was this technology 10, 15, 20 years ago?
Definitely makes it like that time period, like that gap. It's like it was just like this chaos of writing of like the late 2000s, like early 2010s, and that to the technology that we have now, where me as a vocalist, like I can write a full song, write the drums, write the bass, write the guitars, do all the vocal stuff, send it to the group. They can make any changes they want and be like, oh, I prefer if like the riff was a bit more like this. And it just it's as simple as like punching it back in and then sending it back out there, and just, oh yeah, that's a lot better. It's just and even for like what Davey was saying for practicing and that, like just all practicing on our own, just the technology we have to be able to play to a click track with all in ears, and just it makes it a lot easier being 4 hours away from Davey, Sam, and Tristan. Whereas like me and Skinner, we live here in Wyler, and we all got lives as well. Like we all got families and work lives and other things going on. It'd be a lot harder to try and get that time to all get together into a jam space all the time. So I'm very thankful for almost like the time period that we're in.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That and the fact that we can just export tabs as well. So Ryan will write a whole song, put it in the group. If we all agree on it and go, yeah, we want this song, we just export the tabs, and bam, we don't have to sit in front of each other and try and learn how to play it.
And if you were trying this, as Ryan and Dave have said, back, let's say 2007, without Skype, without WebEx, without Zoom, without any of these things, Dropbox, YouTube, or YouTube might have just been around, but everything else pretty much wasn't. I think it's a big difference 2025 now because we've got so many platforms and so many ways to, send files or send demos to each member of the band that they can just do it remotely wherever they are in comparison to the other members of the band.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the tools that we have at these days that just makes it like very helpful, very easy, and helps us be more organized as well.
Yep. No, we're spoilt for choices really on how what platforms to use or what technology. I mean, sometimes we have too many, actually.
Sometimes it can get overwhelming, but yeah, if you focus and like you focus on just what you know and what's good for you and what's good for the band, like it's all pretty smooth sailing from there.
Absolutely, exactly.
Listen to these two. They're in a band. Sam has nothing to do with being in a band. Probably a good thing, actually. I'm the podcaster in this interview, Sam.
Have you ever thought about joining a band, Sam?
I have been asked that quite a lot, Ryan, and the thoughts never crossed my mind, really.
No? Not at all. You have this love for music, but you've never wanted to play it yourself.
Yeah, no, I don't know why. I think it gets stage fright. I'd be up on the stage and I'm just like, shit, what do I do?
If that's how you feel about playing in a band, Sam, have you ever thought about doing anything behind the scenes and doing like band management or bookings or tour managing or anything like that?
That's the other thing, Dave, that does get brought up a lot. And a few people have asked, had I thought about doing it? And like after the audio podcast had finished, a few people had messaged and said, do you want to try and see if you want to do, booking shows and all that? And it's something that's not off the cards, really. It's something I've thought about for many years. But yeah, it's just at this stage of my life at the moment, I don't know what I want to do with I love doing this, don't get me wrong. And people are asking me, what do you want to see with this in the future? And it's like, I'm just here for the ride. I love this format. I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what's going to happen 5 years down the track, but I'm excited.
That's a great mindset to have as well, Sam. Just be excited for the moments that you're in right now and just see where it takes you, see where it plays out.
Yeah, and have fun doing it, which you are. We see that on your Facebook and everything. Like, I don't think I've met anyone recently that has been as passionate as you are, and it's great to see. Like, I love seeing it, man. Like, you are so fucking passionate and just so excited to just be involved and just to meet people and just to chat to people and just to go to shows. It's refreshing and it's so cool, man. And I have the utmost respect for you. And I know Gavin mentioned that as well in his podcast.
Yeah.
We spoke about it. We had a big conversation on Facebook about like how cool you are. It's like, man, I love Sam. Like, he's just a chill dude, just loves what he's doing, and like I honestly love it. So I'm quite happy to say I'm one of your biggest supporters, Sam. So,
well, it means a lot to me to hear that, and I know there are a lot of people out there that do appreciate what I do, and it really does mean the world because I'm here to help any bands out any way I can, whether you're from Melbourne, Adelaide, Sydney, Brisbane, New Zealand, anywhere. And I think, it's obviously the passion has always been there, but I think ever since I started going to shows where mates were in bands, I was sort of like, I think I need to start not just supporting mates' bands, but bands all around Australia and especially interstate. Like, I'm not having to go against Melbourne bands. Melbourne bands are some of the best in this country, but to get exposure for Sydney and Adelaide bands that might not have it here in Melbourne, I think is just as important.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you're not wrong.
Absolutely. From what I see of all the work that you do, Sam, like Australia-wide, like for local music, like you've captured it all and you're trying to bring it to the forefront of everyone's attention that follows you. And it's just like amazing to see.
Mm. And yeah, it's really I don't even class this as work. I class this as a hobby and something that I'm passionate about. And I think if you've got the love and passion for something, do it. And this is any advice to anyone starting up a YouTube channel. If you want to do something like this and you're afraid, oh, how do I host a WebEx meeting, or how do I, approach bands to interview? What's the worst that can happen if you ask a band or start up a YouTube channel and do a WebEx meeting?
Yeah.
I've fucked up my first practice WebEx meeting so badly. I mean,
Yeah, it's all about just getting out there and giving it a go.
Mm.
Like what you're doing, what we're doing, just anything creative, like just go do it, essentially. Just follow your passion. Like even if it's something that you think you might want to do, you give it a go. It's not for you, that's fine. Like as long as you had a go at it, pretty much.
Now, just on the topic of someone that supports the scene, I think probably I would be happy and humble to say, for the radio sense, someone in Bendigo that does Heretic Frequency named Ez from Space Goat, I think her support for local bands has just gone through the roof. Like, she is doing so much for the local scene, and I would almost go to say she's done more than I have in the last 12 months. And I'm happy to be humble about it because she honestly has done so much for the scene. I think Ez deserves as much, or anyone that has gone to a show or sent a message of support, tagged bands, shared it. Anyone out there that's done that, I think until you do it the first time, you don't realise just how much it means to these bands like Seek Misery, like Space Goat, any of the bands out there, Discord.
Oh, absolutely. I just wanted to give a quick shout out, Sam. I've got a mate, his name's Tim Hall. He used to do a radio show here in Whyalla. He pretty much bring on a lot of local metal music, especially South Australian metal music, and especially for country South Australian metal music. You bring it on, get on the airwaves for around our regional area. He's moved up to Adelaide now, but he's still doing the same thing of getting these metal bands in regional South Australia and in Adelaide and Australia-wide, getting them air time on the radio to help reach more ears, more listeners, get to new fans of the music. So I just want to give him a quick shout out because like him, like you, like a lot of people like you too in Australia doing these podcasts, the local radio, helping drive the local scene up. It's just a great thing to see.
Yeah, well,
I back that.
Yeah, and it's I think I don't want to get into a rant about some radio stations out there that play the same Aussie stuff every time.
Yeah.
But
I think we know the ones that you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard people say, "Oh, I play Aussie stuff. It's like K-San." I'm like, "Here we go." It's like, and they go, "What? It's Aussie." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's being played to death."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I'll tell you what, if I was still on radio, I'd have I don't think I could just do a 2-hour show. Honestly. Good luck doing that.
I've seen the lists of bands that you're listening to, Sam, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. I keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I'm like, look at all these bands he's listening to. It'd be a constant 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
Sam Horner 24/7.
I've got to bring something up that a few months ago, this was a thing that someone said, and I didn't take any offense to it. It was a joke. He goes, "Oh, do you ever actually sleep?"
Well, it is a valid question. Do you,
It's a
Sam?
very valid question, and I just said to him back, "What do you think I do on the train to and from gigs every time?" Because an hour and a half, how much music could I listen to in an hour and a half? 20 songs? Probably.
Yeah, yeah, probably around there.
But no, I did. That's the funniest thing I've ever been seen to be asked on Facebook in a post. That was fucking hilarious. Some people probably already think I don't sleep. I'm just on like zombie mode or vampire mode or something. How did you come up with the band name Seek Misery?
Oh, I'd say it was just like a bit of brainstorming, like every band goes through it. It's like, oh, what should like the band name be? And then you brainstorm a few ideas. Oh, how about this name? How about that name? And you go, yeah, nah, put that in the maybe list. And like, you eventually narrow it down. But I feel like Seek Misery perfectly encapsulates our sound, our lyrics, and what we are. Like, it's just narrowing down after brainstorming like ideas of band names, and just that's the one that fit.
It rolls off the tongue too. There's no complications with the title of the band either. It's not like
Oh no,
there's
absolutely not.
5 or 6 words in a band.
Yeah.
Keep it nice, short, and simple.
Yes.
I'm just glad all that hard work was done before I joined. Oh, trying to figure out a band name is the worst. It's the worst part about it's the worst part about starting a band.
It is. Oh, I wouldn't say the worst part. It is. It's fun. It is definitely fun trying to figure out a band name, trying to figure out the style of the band name, how many words, what the meaning is behind it, if it has any meaning at all, and then just trying to get everyone to agree on it at the same time. So yeah, Davey's probably very appreciative that that was all decided before he joined in.
Because that could have made it awkward if it hadn't been chosen, because there would have been 5 members in the band when Dave joined. So it'd be like, what if 2 people said yes, 2 people said no, and then...
Yeah, that's where it starts to get difficult. And then I guess you got to just flip a coin or something, or put it in a random generator and just see what comes out.
Oh, well, how did I discover the old Seek Misery? Well, it's
how
funny,
did you discover us?
because at the time, I think it was just after Misery by the Beautiful Monument, I think, had just dropped. And for some reason, I typed in Misery, and down in Spotify, there was Seek Misery, All I Seek, a New Zealand metal band, and then Misery by the Beautiful Monument. I'm like, oh, haven't heard of Seek Misery. Obviously, Beautiful Monument, very well known here in Australia. All I Seek, pretty big in New Zealand. I'm like, all right, the other 2 are pretty good bands. Check them out. That's when I discovered Clown. And I'm like, Adelaide? At that time, there were some big names coming out of South Australia, because Those Left Behind had just burst on the scene, Suffer the Avenue, Signals. I'm like, it's got to be good.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be. South Australian, man. Should already tell you. It's going to be good.
And then the rest is history. Like Seek Misery, I think, if my calculations are right, have only never featured on one whole Spotify playlist. And I think that was the 2021 end of year countdown I think is the only playlist that Seek Misery, to my knowledge, that haven't featured on.
Wow.
Well, we make the list every single year. Oh, I mean, we have put out quite a lot of songs, really, like over these past few years. Like, we've been pretty consistent with it, but very, very much appreciated, Sam.
Mm. And I mean, Romantic Suicide, I think at one stage, I think it was at least played once a month on the audio podcast because I must have bought it off Bandcamp, I think. And yeah, Sam stopped. Don't beg out Spotify, but the rest, yeah.
Yeah.
And before that happened, I was playing Seek Misery probably every week on that audio podcast, and I reckon Romantic Suicide was one of the most played in 1 month. And I was like,
Oh.
shit, have I played it that much? And I looked through my list, I'm like, oh yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Sam.
That's okay. And of course, featuring Shane Taylor, funnily enough, of Chrome Cage too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Shane's he used to be a vocalist of Chrome Cage. He's been doing like some other little projects between. Chrome Cage have a different vocalist now, which is actually Davey's cousin. Is it your cousin? That is Ben your cousin, Davey?
Kind of. So
Kinda.
my dad is married to Ben's auntie, and Ben and I were like real close friends growing up in high school.
Okay.
So it's just come full
It's just
circle.
a small community, small community thing.
You probably get that being from Warragul, man. Like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
You can't go to the local shopping centre without bumping into 10 people you know. So like, yeah, Ben and I grew up together. We used to skateboard every weekend at the local skate park in Whyalla. Used to go to gigs together. Very, very close friends. And then, then my dad married his auntie, and we basically just merged families.
No,
I just want to give out quick shout out to Shane as well, because like he done really, really well with the feature. Like he has just a very punchy, very aggressive dog bark vocal, and it just made the song 10 times better. Absolutely.
I think collaborations, get the right person, it can work perfectly. And obviously Shane being on Romanticising Suicide, you could tell from the minute he did his feature part it was going to be a banger, and it obviously is, or I think it is.
Oh yeah, I think it is as well, and I think a lot of people think it is as well, seeing as it's our most popular song out of everything that we've released. Like people seem to love it. Might not actually be because of me, it might be because of him on it.
Well, that's like it. There's because at the moment I don't know if it's just everyone wants to work with Amaria from Future Static, but Amaria seems to be on every song at the moment. It seems Lean In, Body Prison, Nightlight, and all that. And a lot of these bands' most popular songs are because
of her, yeah.
And it's just like, and look, if Amaria is watching this, she's a fucking fantastic vocalist. It's just like nearly every second song at the moment, it says Future Static. I'm like, but
well, when you got that, why wouldn't you? Especially like for her, very talented. Like, why wouldn't you collaborate with as many people as possible as well, especially in our Australian scene? Like this, like what you said about our like South Australian bands, and that there is just so much good talent out there. Like, collaborate as much as you can, really, with your mates, with other bands.
South Australians love jumping on for a chat too. You're the 5th already this year, I believe. Now, I could be wrong. Those Left Behind, Cypher, Discord, Storm the Crown. Yeah, you're the 5th already, and we're only in June.
Only in June? Well, we're over halfway through the year, Sam.
Yeah, well, okay, when you put it like that, yeah, all right.
It's so funny when you mention all those names as well, Sam. Like, Brendan and Tim from Those Left Behind are some of my oldest friends. Like, I went on my very first tour with Brendan's old band, Enola Secret. Brendan and I were inseparable for so many years. Like, Timmy, everybody in Adelaide knows Tim Bishop.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone,
Gavin from Discord, great bloke. Storm the Crown, Killer. Like, I've known Killer since I was about 14. Like, I first met Killer at a show in Whyalla at a football club, and he had I can't remember what color it was. I think it was like electric green or purple. But he had a big mohawk, clean shaven, and he was singing in a band that was Adelaide's answer to the Black Dahlia murder. Called Closed Casket, and still to this day, man, like I froth that band.
I can't imagine Chris without a beard. Actually,
I couldn't imagine it either. I could not imagine it.
There's probably a photo out there somewhere of Killer without a facial hair, but I don't think I've seen one.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of these photos will be lost to MySpace.
Oh, gee, that's nostalgic, Dave. Talking about bloody MySpace, that shows my age as well, too.
Yeah, hell yeah. You've had some really good guests on lately, and like I've loved watching all my mates chat with you as well. Like it brings back so many memories. Like hearing the stuff that they're doing with their bands now, I just get so happy. Like everybody is just killing it. Everyone's doing their thing. Everyone's having fun doing their thing. Like it's great. And then even playing shows with all these guys, like you rock up, you do your sound check, and then it's not like you're just at a gig. Like it's just a big bro fest.
Yeah.
Like everyone's just hanging out. Everyone's just mates.
Mm.
It's so good. Like, yeah. I look forward to it. I get excited about gigs months in advance, just knowing what the night's going to be like.
It's funny with the whole bro thing and the bands and all that. The last couple of gigs I've been to, and this hasn't been deliberative so much, but I found that less time is spent talking to the bands at the moment and more time speaking with other people I see there that aren't actually playing the show. And this has happened a few times. It happened at Dead by Dawn as well. Like, I got chatting to, Adrian from Volks Hill, got chatting to Alex from Virtues a lot, but it was sort of like I was going around the whole room trying to get around to everyone, which isn't easy, obviously.
No, definitely not easy.
No, and it's sort of like I still want to catch up with the bands, but at the moment, it's sort of more that I'm there to support the bands that are playing. If we catch up, awesome. Yeah. But it's not the end all be all if I don't catch up with them, because I probably caught up with them the last time they played anyway.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll go there to support, and whatever else happens. Like Dead by Dawn, I obviously met Storm the Crown, and obviously Seek Misery, and I know the guys out of Deadweight and have done for quite some time. But yeah, there's a whole lot of people that I didn't know and just decided to chat to, and it's awesome because I think chatting to people who have the same passion as what you do, or the love, is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all there for the same reasons too.
Mm. And I'm loving this chat already. It's going fucking way too quick though.
Yeah, we're already 56 minutes into it. Oh, my goodness, it's going quick.
Fuck, is it 56 minutes? Oh shit, okay, so I better shut up and get through some more of these questions. 2 hours and 56 minutes. All right. What has the response been like for Let the Angels Take Me?
Right.
I'll take that one. It's been really good. It's been our most well-received EP, whether that's the songs on it or because we're playing a few more shows, getting it a bit more out there. One of our songs, the first song on that EP, the one that you've happened to play the most as well, Romanticizing Suicide, like that's blown up for us, especially on Spotify and across like a few other different platforms. It is our most listened to song, but especially on Spotify, it's over 100, I think it's like over 120,000 streams at the moment. So a crazy number that I never thought I'd make with any single song at all. So it's crazy to think that. And then all the other songs to be still in that top 5 range as well from that EP, such as Let the Angels Take Me, Lost and Buried in Your Skin. Like that was just a 4-track EP, and it's still awesome to see how high up it is, like on our Spotify and for other streaming services like Apple Music, and the views on YouTube as well. Like it's been really great to see.
No, that's very impressive to have all 4 songs off that EP in the top 5 list on Spotify. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
120,000 streams. I know in Spotify dollars it doesn't seem a lot, but it's still a
Anything
lot of
helps.
streams.
Yeah, well, lucky for us, we do it more for the love of it anyway. Like, it's just unreal that people are listening to our music, like something that we have written and put out to the world. Like, people are enjoying it and wanting to listen to it more and more and more. And hopefully, with more releases, we get hold of more listeners, more fans, and just reach to as many people as we can and go from there, really.
And if you're watching this, do check out Seek Misery, because I said so, but also Dave and Ryan also
yeah, check us out. Check us out.
Yeah. Listen to the music first, then watch the episode.
As they're already about an hour into the episode, go away, listen to the music, then come back.
Why does time always seem to disappear? It says, "Oh, I've just started this interview," and next minute, 55 minutes in, it's like, no, that's not true.
Well, like you said, Sam, at the start, it turns more into a conversation more than an interview. Like there's still interview questions, but we're more just having a chat and just having a good old chat about old times and what we're listening to now and what's going on. That's really good. It's just very authentic.
With the personality traits that Ryan and I have, we could be here for 5 or 6 hours. Man.
Absolutely. And then especially with you as well, Sam. Like, that ups it to about 10 hours.
That would break so many records. It wouldn't be funny. And also, people's expansion. I'm trying to think of the word. Something span, like watching a video.
Attention span.
I don't think would be 10 hours.
I don't think so either, yeah.
No, and that would take it through until, 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Yeah, no thanks. Well, it'd be 3:30 in Adelaide, so...
that's all right, yeah. And then get a couple hours sleep and then go to work the next day. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Sam doesn't sleep, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Sam doesn't sleep.
Yeah,
he sleeps on the train, if that.
That's still the funniest thing I've ever seen on a post. I loved Neil too from OCD Band. It was all in good spirit. I love the OCD boys. I think he was just trying to figure out how do I actually keep up with all the new music. All right, the next question, and this is going to be tough for all 3 of us to answer, is 5 favourite fellow South Australian bands.
All right.
You want to go first, David? You want to go first?
Yeah. Like I said before, like this question is just way too hard because the South Australian music scene just has an ocean of talent at the moment. Everybody's killing it, but if I had to narrow it down to 5 right now, I'm going to say my top 5 would be Forge 618. And shout out to all the old dogs in that band that are still killing it. Just like the talent in that band and just the people that are in it, like incredible blokes I never thought I'd ever see in bands again. And just fucking real good blokes too. Like I've known some of these guys for, close to 20 years, and to see them playing music again has just been great. Storm the Crown, keeping that old school metalcore sound alive. and
Absolutely.
just a band full of fucking good blokes too. Like I love just catching up with those boys, just shooting shit, and they put on a good live show as well, which is sick. So yeah, shout out to those guys. Definitely Chrome Cage, the fellow Whyalla boys. They are fucking hard as nails, man, and they are killing it. Can't wait to play a show with them. So Ryan, we should probably get on that and organise a Whyalla show.
Well, we should, but that's also up to Skinner, which I've mentioned before, is our other as well, Chrome Cage. We have a lot going on, intertwining with all these local bands.
Yeah. Two more. I Choose Violence. Great blokes. Their new EP is fucking hard. Love those guys. So shout out to Michael and the boys. Michael also is the owner of Iron Jaw Bookings.
That's right.
The things that guy is doing for the scene at the moment, incredible. Such a good bloke, keeping the scene alive. And yeah, another one of those guys that I've known for 20 odd years. And last but not least, I'm going to say Dream Eater. So Dream Eater, definitely keep an eye out on them because those boys have a real big and a very bright future ahead.
They've only played 2 shows so far. We managed to play the show with them, which was the Dead by Daylight Part 2 in Adelaide, and they opened up the stage that we were on, and incredible sound. I know I've taken over Davey's bit here, but I just had to put my 2 cents in.
So Rowan from Dream Eater is actually our guitarist Tristan's brother.
Oh no way!
So there's more, degrees of separation there. And I just love seeing Rowan like up on stage. Like the guy's been pushing it for so many years, and he's finally getting to show his talent and what he writes. Like the guy is an insane producer. He's so good at his instrument. A lot of the bands in Adelaide go to him to record. He's just a bloody good bloke to hang out with as well. And Slade as well. Like Slade, their other guitarist, I know he's been wanting to play music for so many years, and the poor bugger, like every time he starts something, it ends before it even plays a show. So it's great to see Slade finally getting up there and showing everyone what he's got as well. Like all the guys in that band are just super sweet blokes, and yeah, I really can't wait to see what they've got in store for them in the future, because they've got a great sound and a wealth of talent in that band, and I think that they'll go pretty far.
Now they did, I believe, Dream Eater just drop Hostile, their new song today, I believe.
Yes, today.
Yes.
So get on the YouTube and check that out.
Yes.
Or the
YouTube, Spotify, wherever you want to stream it. Shout out to the brothers.
Now, I could be wrong here, but I believe the drummer of Dream Eater, now this, Sam could have his facts completely wrong, was also at one stage, or might still even be, the drummer of another South Australian band called Cult Code. Now, I could have my stats wrong or person wrong, but I believe it's the same person. Now, no, I'm probably wrong, but because when I saw his face in Dream Eater, I'm like, that guy looks very, very familiar.
Well, he might be. I wouldn't be able to tell you personally. I only really know Rowan out of the Dream Eater boys. Not sure if Davey knows.
Yeah, I've known Finchy for quite a number of years, but we lost contact for a while. And he was playing in a band with another couple of dudes from the old scene, like 2013, 2014 era. And then when my old band called it quits, I kind of left the scene for a while and went off and just worked and traveled the world. And yeah, I was away from music for a while. But yeah, Alex and I kind of re-met at Dream Eater's first show, and yeah, remembered each other. But I couldn't tell you if he was in another band.
No,
But I know that the band that he was in with my friends wasn't that one.
no, okay, yeah, because and again, having met so many people over the journey, I probably mistakenly thought it was the same person. It's happened before.
Yeah. No, I think their name was like Doc Ock or something.
No, that's
Off the top of
yeah,
my head, I
okay.
think it was Doc. Yeah, Doc Ock, I believe.
Sam, Sam even gets confused by members of bands like in Deadweight 80. How many times have fucked up Julian and Reese? Who's who?
I was going to say.
Okay, Julian. It's like, no, I'm Reese. I'm like, fuck. Nah, cool dudes.
I just wouldn't even pretend.
I'm just, unless I know one of them's not going to be, like, there's a couple of times when either Julian or Brendan haven't been able to do the show. And it's sort of like, all right, now I know who it will be because it's the one that's not there.
The one that's not
there. Yeah. Sorry, Julian and Reese. What am I saying? Julian and Brendan. You've got me because of fucking Tim and Brendan from Those Left Behind now. Sorry, Julian and Reese, if you're watching. Almost said Brandon, which there is a Brandon in Deadweight, so it was close, but they're not brothers, obviously.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Ryan, what's your top 5?
Oh, my top 5. I'd have to say sitting at number 1, and it sat at number 1 for me for quite a few years. It's Outsider. Love everything that they do. Great sound, great energy on stage. All the boys kill it, man. Like constantly, they've been playing some really cool shows. They managed to tour with Throne, like was it earlier this year? I think it was earlier this year, and that was just crazy to see from them. Like, super proud of them for that. I'd have to say I Choose Violence along with Davey. Like they released an EP not too long ago, like a couple months ago, and it's fucking killer. And a lot of points that Davey has already made about Michael himself, just being just a hardworking dude and just putting on these shows, doing heaps for South Australian heavy music while still being in a band himself, trying to create and trying to push his band as well. Just crazy to see. Nowhere to Run. Those guys are fun as fuck, man. Like fun as fuck, like hardcore pits. Just being able to get in there, do a 2-step, throw your arms around a bit. Like it's pretty cool. Kin, definitely really cool metalcore sound. Oh, absolutely. Vocalist, he fucking kills it, man. Like really, really good voice for it. And then last, and I know Davey's going to hate me for it. Davey, those first 4 are like more what I'm listening to now for South Australian metal music. But I've got to throw back on a South Australian band that Davey was a part of, a Dead Silence, because when they released their EP and a few singles, I was still in high school, and I was, like I said earlier, like listening to that throughout my high school years, man, like religiously. Like I'll be on my bike to school, bam, put a Dead Silence on. Just love their sound. Love that that 2000, that late 2000s, like death metal, deathcore sound, and they just like nailed it.
That's a pretty good top 5, and I love the Kin guys. Obviously, for those that don't know, a couple of the Kin members are actually in Signals as well, in Dylan and Eli. Eli only just joined Kin Signals about 6 months ago, and I love that EP they dropped last year or 2023. I can't remember when.
They dropped the EP, but then they've also dropped a 2-track as well.
Come and See and Crush, yeah. No. I think my favourite Kin song is, and I didn't even realise it for so long, featured Mikey Arthur from The Gloom in the Corner, is Innate Failure, because it's short track, but it sounds so fucking awesome. Having Kin and Mikey on the same song, I think it's a great collaboration.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely great collaboration on that song. I think those a few of the members and Mikey have known each other for years. I think they used to be in a band previously and have played shows with Mikey before. So I think that's how that collaboration came apart. But yeah, definitely cool to see Mikey from the Gloom in the Corner and on a few more songs.
Yes, and of course they do collaborate on Wicker Man with Defordance. Sorry, other collaboration on the EP. Sorry.
That's right.
Oh, now my top five. Well, some of them have already been said, actually, because Storm the Crown and I Choose Violence and Kin were three of them, actually.
That doesn't matter. It's about your top five, Sam. What are your top five?
Well, those those three. I think Seek Misery, not just because of the interview, just because I'm digging the music. Then five becomes I'm in shit. It's more because I can think of a few people that would watch this and go, "Why didn't you mention us?" You know.
You don't have to please them. It's all about you, mate. It's all about what you're listening to right now.
It's got to be Signals, just because I saw them on Sunday night and loved those guys and their music. Like, as mentioned, Eli and Dylan from Signals are also in Kin, who I'm a massive fan of. So I think Signals would be number five, but it could have been anyone. Those Left Behind, Suffer the Avenue could have been Discord. It could have been anyone. Number five.
Yeah, it's hard to narrow it down just to such a finite amount of bands when there's such a huge variety of great bands out there, especially for South Australia.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I feel like South Australia might be the third best state at the moment for music. Only behind
third.
Victoria and New South Wales. Sorry, Queensland. I think Queensland and South Australia are very, very close because there's a shit ton of great bands coming out of Queensland at the moment as well. So,
absolutely.
But even Tassie's producing some absolute gold stuff at the moment, like Tidewalker, Tranquility Unknown, Drench. There's obviously Alpha Wolf, even though they're now in Melbourne, but we still call them Tassie Boys. Luca Brasi, obviously. There's some good shit coming out of everywhere. But you're right. Naming five, even country South Australia, I don't think I could do it either.
It's very hard.
Oh, well, I know I sent you through a whole heap of questions, but we've covered so much. We've only got 2 questions left, Ryan and Dave, and then the tables get turned all of a sudden. Where do you see Seek Misery in 5 years' time?
Do you want to take this one, Davey, first? I'll let you.
I would say in 5 years' time, touring Australia a lot more. Touring overseas is the big goal, and definitely releasing more music. But just still having fun, keeping creative, which I don't think is going to be an issue because, I mean, we've got an album coming out in a couple of months and we already have enough songs for another release after. Ryan is just an absolute machine. He's churning songs out like no tomorrow. And then having Skinner and having Tristan as well, man, the amount of music that's getting written, I'm looking forward to seeing how many songs we have in January. Next year. I'll probably have 2 albums to release next year. For me, I want to tour Australia a lot more. Definitely want to hit overseas, and I just want to. In 5 years' time, I just want to still be having fun with it. Just having fun, keeping creative, and just hanging out with the boys in the band. Because honestly, the other 4 blokes are 4 of the best blokes I've ever met, and this is some of the most fun I have had in a band in a very long time. Ryan?
Yeah, I got to agree with Davey. To me, for 5 years' time, I hope I'm still doing this, still having fun. Not hope, I know I will, because like Davey said, we've got 4 other really, really good blokes that I'm doing this band with. get to enjoy the music side of it, but then also get to enjoy just hanging out as well with them. But what we've said, just like touring a bit more of Australia, ultimate goal is hopefully play an overseas show, just somewhere, anywhere. Don't mind, just somewhere on the other side of Australia. And yeah, just keeping creative and just keep writing and releasing music and just having fun with it all.
Fun is a three-letter word, but it's a very important word in being in a band. If you're having fun and still enjoying it, that's what matters.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
100%.
It's the key. I reckon it is the key part of it. It is the key part.
Yeah.
Because if you're not having fun with it, like the love's gone, the passion's gone, and then that reflects into the music side of it, and you can really tell.
Yeah. I'm a stern believer of don't do or don't continue doing something that doesn't bring you joy.
And also, if you're in it for the money, it's not the right career move.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, no one in our band has joined this band or is in a band because we think we're going to be the next Metallica. Like, we just love pumping out balls to the wall, heavy music, and hanging out, meeting people, making new friends, seeing parts of the country that we haven't been to, or revisiting parts of the country I haven't been to in ages. Like, yeah, this is just one big ball of fun, and we're all here for the ride.
Yep. Nah. I love that saying, we're all here for the ride or along for the ride. I think it works in so many ways saying that, because it's like a roller coaster. Life in general, like any profession. You can have your ups and your downs, but if there's more ups than downs, you're doing something right.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
100%.
Mm.
Definitely agree.
And the last one is, what advice would you give to bands starting out? Band/artists, sorry.
Oh, I'll do this first. I've only been doing band stuff for the past 5, 6 years. Davey's been doing it for a lot longer. I guess I'll give my little bit of advice, if you'd call it that, on the short-term perspective of it, and then we'll go to the veteran over there and get the real advice. Get the real advice.
Real advice.
For me, like if for someone starting out, like just be creative, find your own sound, find what's fun for you. Don't follow what everyone else is doing. Like, find your own sound, find what makes your band unique. Go to local shows, support your mates, support other local bands in the scene. You all got to start somewhere. Just go out, have fun, play shows. Don't bring any negativity to it. Just have fun.
That's
very, very sound advice.
Definitely
We'll go
agree
across
with what Brian said.
Mm.
Definitely agree. To add to that, like, I'm not going to bore you with the inner workings of a band and managerial shit that I bore Ryan with on a day-to-day basis. But for new bands starting out, just network as much as you can. Go to shows. Go to as many shows as you can. Introduce yourself to other bands. Introduce yourself to booking agents. Meet new people. If somebody comes up and wants to have a chat with you and tell you that they loved your band, take 5 minutes and have a chat with them. Like, you're going to keep fans that way. You're going to make friends. Most importantly, you're going to make friends. On top of that as well, like, don't forget the old school approach to advertising shows. Like, stand outside venues after gigs, hand out flyers. Even if it's just a flyer with like a picture of your band and a Spotify link. If you go to a Parkway Drive show, stand out the front, hand out those flyers and go, hey, did you like Parkway? You might like my band. Hand out those flyers. Slap up stickers around town, put up posters around on bloody notice boards, like in shop windows, put flyers at the front counter of shops. Like, people in 2025 are more interested in advertising online, but taking the old school approach and going and handing out physical copies and putting physical things up. It gets overlooked, but it's still very effective. And my biggest piece of advice, aside from all of that, is don't go into music expecting to be the next biggest thing and get disheartened when it doesn't happen overnight. Just go out there, have fun, write the music that you want to play, enjoy what you're doing, have fun, make friends. It's simple. Just, yeah, have fun.
I've taken a lot of valid points out of both what Ryan and Dave have said. I think the one that stands out for me the most is going to live shows, introducing yourself to other bands in the scene, because I think if you are one of those bands that just says, I'll play our show, but I won't go and support other local bands in the scene, or won't help out, like if a band needs a new amp to borrow or a drum snare, whatever it may be, I think it's important to show that. I'm trying to think how to say this. It's important to show that you're in it to help other bands out when they need it, instead of only thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's about like building that small community within that local music scene, even getting bigger as well. It's just building that community and helping each other out and just making it easier and better situation, really.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, we're all in the music industry or in the music scene for the same reasons. You know, we found somewhere that we fit in. We're all there doing the same thing. We're all trying as hard as each other. We're all pushing as hard as each other. We're all doing our best. We're all having fun. And just having like friends to fall back on. Like you said, Sam, a show in Adelaide, someone needs an amp. Hey, you can borrow mine. Or you're going to a local show and you're going, oh, hi, my name is such and such. I play in this band. I really liked your band tonight. That was sick. You're like, those people are going to remember that. They're going to go to your show. They're going to come up to you and go, hey, man, that was a great show. Like, who knows? You might make some of the best friends you've ever met. Like, just, yeah, be present. Support the scene that supports you. Like, you get out what you put in.
And the whole thing about, it's us versus sort of them sort of thing in the music scene. We're better than them. I'm not saying all bands are like that, and there's the 99.9% of bands out there that it's about helping each other out. But the 1% that think, oh, I'm just doing it for our band, not going to help out, that's just wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think
it's wrong mindset, wrong mentality to go into it with.
Yeah.
And if you're playing a show, at least have the respect as well to stay around and watch all the bands that night.
Absolutely.
If you've got a commitment on and you have to leave, like, people understand that. But when you're playing your set, getting off stage and then leaving every show, people will remember that kind of thing. So just have the respect to stay around after your set, watch the other bands, speak to people. Like, yeah, a little bit of respect goes a long way.
It does. And yeah, people do understand if there's other commitments. If you let the band playing that, oh, you've got a prior commitment or an emergency or something, as long as you let them know, they'll be totally understandable about it.
Absolutely.
But I think going up and introducing yourself to bands, whether you're in a band or you're just a promoter or a podcaster, I feel like it's been the best thing I've ever done, is approaching bands at gigs. And honestly, I don't know why I ever hesitated in doing so, because everyone's just been so approachable. I've never had anyone that's been a prick or a cunt, pardon the language, but like, there could be some out there for all I know, but I haven't stumbled across anyone that's been arrogant or rude or anything like that.
Yeah.
I hope you never do anyway, Sam. Like, we're all just human beings, pretty much. We're there to have a chat. We're there to have a bit of fun and just really just gel together this community that we're building.
So if anyone's watching this, do approach bands.
Absolutely. Come up, speak to us, have a chat. Especially speak to Davey. Davey loves a good chat.
Yes, I found that out. It's the Bendigo Hotel. Not throwing you under the bus, Dave. What is it with the Bendigo Hotel and long chats? It seems to be... It's happening a bit with interstate bands. It happened with Disgust last year. Got talking to Trots, the drummer, for about 20 minutes before the show actually started. And then 6 months later...
Yeah, we caught each other at a good time, Sam. I saw you walk in the door and I was like, that's Sam Horner. I'm going to go up and introduce myself.
And Bendigo Hotel's not a venue you could just slide in just discreetly. No chance in hell. Especially if you go to the pub end, because everyone's in the pub and Davey was definitely there.
Yeah. If I ever drone on too long, just tell me. I won't get offense to it.
No, I'm used to it. And obviously, it was at the start of the night. If it was at the end of the night and I was needing to get the last train home, I might have said something. But 99.9% of the time when people chew my ears off, it's either at the start of the night or between bands. So I'm just like, well, no, I can't just say, rack off, because that's not in my nature.
Yeah, I'm sure Ryan would appreciate, not having to listen to me for a while.
Okay, it drags on, Sam. It drags on. Before this conversation, I was meant to just have a quick 2-minute chat with him, and it turned into like 25 minutes. The missus was calling me over. Hey, dinner's ready. I got to go, Dave. I got to go.
Right, my missus gets it too.
No disrespect to Trots or Dave. Great blokes. It's just, you need to spare half an hour.
Minimum.
Trots is going to kill me when he sees this, but he'll know what I'm saying. But anyway. And speaking of Disgust will be on in a few weeks' time, so that's going to be very interesting. Trots is jumping on, so I'm like, So...
He'll get to see this. Well, if he gets all the way to the tail end of this, he'll know that you've been talking about it.
I love those guys. I shit talk them all the time. Always give them shit. They can take it, and obviously, there's a lot of bands that have been supportive, but actually, I'm going to give them a shout because Disgust were one of the first bands, along with Forklift Assassins, Those Left Behind, and a couple others that really started the support journey on this audio and YouTube podcast. Without those three bands and a whole shitload of others, their support means more to me than they will ever know. So anyone that's shown support in any way, band, artist, promoter, PR, anyone, I can't thank you enough. And yeah, thank God I decided to take a risk on a podcast during COVID, because I wouldn't have met Seek Misery, more than likely. I probably wouldn't have met half the bands.
Absolutely. It's a great mindset to have as well, Sam. Just having that perspective of just knowing that you pushed yourself out there and look where it's got you. You're making friends and getting to meet all these different people from all parts of Australia, not even just Adelaide and that. Like me, I'm from a country town, Whyalla, which is 4 hours out of Adelaide, even further away from Melbourne. So it's quite a good experience.
Yeah, I can't whinge when Seek Misery come to Melbourne about travelling so far, because actually any interstate bed, I'd just go, not even point saying I'm an hour and a half away, because if you're from fucking Brisbane or Perth or Adelaide, it's like, who knows how long.
Well, depends if you're driving or you're flying. But yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true. But no, it's funny though. Like yeah, I've heard some people just yeah say, oh, I whinge about travelling from one side of Melbourne to the other, and you travel like country Victoria to Melbourne. And I'm like, yeah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't faze me having to travel an hour and a half.
Well, in retrospect, like an hour and a half's nothing. You get on the train, you put your headphones in, bam, the trip's over.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think because to some Melbourne people, I think they think Warrigal's like Albury away from
Oh,
Melbourne.
okay.
And it's not. It's 100 kilometres at most. Yeah, so. And yeah, I do it because I love it. And I especially try to support bands that are from Gippsland that play in Melbourne as well, because, there's a good scene here in Gippsland, and it's nice to see it finally getting some recognition.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, now the tables get turned. Sam's tortured Ryan and Dave with the questions. Well, maybe not tortured, but
I was going to say it took us quite a while to actually even get to the questions part. We just had a good chat for the first hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I'm the interview. No, hang on. I got to get this right. I'm now the question answer person. Again, that's not the right term.
All right, I'll hit off with the question for you, Sam. Who has been your favourite band or person to interview for your channel?
Oh, all right. Just to clear things up, right, are we talking YouTube or audio or both? Because that's going to make it a lot harder even then.
All right, let's just narrow it down for you. Let's just go just the YouTube side of it.
Well, even that's difficult. Fuck, okay. Do I want to sound biased and sucking up and say this one?
No. All right, another rule to it. It can't be us.
Oh,
Can't be us. Someone else.
All right. Which one did I enjoy the most? I reckon it would have been Gavin from Discord, because I knew a lot about Discord before I interviewed Gavin, because I interviewed Steve a couple of years ago. But because me and Gavin have spoken through Messenger heaps, but actually getting to chat with him and actually face to face, even though we're in different states, different rooms and all that. But yeah, it just felt like that stood out for me the most. All the interviews obviously have, but yeah.
No, that's really good. It's a really good answer. I suppose that you actually come up with one so quickly like that after making it seem like it was the end of the world. You're like, oh no.
Well, how quickly I said seek misery was sort of and then Ryan says, nah, can't be this one.
Can't be this one. Can't be this one.
What if you
What
ask
about you?
that exact same question the second time that seek misery come on? Can I use it for that?
We'll allow it.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
No, I think I would have a different question for the second time we come through.
Oh, and I like the when we come through part. I love when the band says that. Oh.
What about you, Davey? What's your question for Sam?
I really have a hard-hitting one, but if you were to organise your own festival, Sam Fest, where would you have it? And name 10 bands that you'd have on it. And they can be local bands, local to Australia. It doesn't have to be big bands.
Mine was an easy question. That's the harder question.
10 Australian bands.
Because you made us pick 5 bands
Yeah,
each.
okay, all right.
I'm taking away your 5 you've already put in.
All right, where would I have it? I don't want to sound biased, but I'd probably have it in Gippsland somewhere. Maybe Lower. Old Unified days, maybe, but obviously with
Good
less
choice.
bands.
Good choice.
I'd go top of the mountain and go for 4 of the biggest names in Australia. I know it'd be hard to get. Alpha Wolf, Parkway, Polaris, Thornhill. which would cost me an arm and a leg just in itself. But then I reckon I'd have Storm the Crown, Ocean Sleeper. I gotta think of smaller bands because this is already sounding like the most expensive 10-band festival ever.
Well, that's what it's got to be. There's no budget.
No limit, no budget.
No limit.
No limit, no budget.
All right, well, yeah, Storm the Crown, Ocean Sleeper. I'd love to have Seek Misery, actually, if they would play it.
We'll play for free.
Play for free.
We'll open it up.
I reckon I'd love to have the Furious George and Deadweight guys on. That'd be sick.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably should throw in another Gippsland band, given it is in Gippsland, actually. I'll throw the Atlas guys on there. So that'd be
Atlas?
my
Oh, yeah. All great lads, all great musicians.
And only a fifth of them are actually from Gippsland, which is a bit of a worry when it's located in Gippsland. And really, it's only Carl from Ocean Sleeper that now actually is based in Sale. I know they're originally from Gippsland, but yeah. But no, I like that question. I liked both those questions. Put me on spot on both, might I add.
Oh yeah. Had to throw you a little curveball there, Sam. But could I ask you one more additional question?
Yeah, I reckon that's okay with me.
If you were to be a musician, what instrument would you play, or would you be singing?
No one wants to hear me sing, Ryan. You see a lot of people get up off the mosh pit or the dance floor and go straight to the bar if I started singing.
All right, so that narrows us down.
Drums.
Drums?
Only one reason drums is you can make as much noise as you want to. And piss the neighbours off.
Yeah, absolutely. Beat the absolute hell out of the kit.
Hell yeah.
The only issue with drums is you're the one that has to keep the beat. That part might be a bit.
Yeah, that's right. If you just play at home, you'll be fine. I have been asked, would I do a couple of mic drops at some gigs? I'm like, no. Yeah, so I'll be there just to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll be the chicken shit at the back. But then again, saying that, the last couple of gigs in the last month or so, like obviously Dead by Dawn for Virtues and Seek Misery, I was literally at the front. And Saturday night, I almost copped a kick in the guts, which wasn't much fun. But yeah, it is what it is when you're in the mosh. As long as it's not crowd killing, which this person wasn't, they were just having a bit of fun. And I think, yeah.
Bit of a close call.
Too close a call. But yeah, no, I have no issues. If the people are there just doing their own thing and not hurting anyone, go for your life. Mosh all you want. I won't, but yeah.
No, all very good answers anyway, Sam.
Yeah, love it.
Thank you very much for having us on as well, Sam. Very much appreciated.
This is the only part of the interview I don't like, is the end.
Oh,
but I don't think I could go for 10 hours. But Ryan and Dave, Seek Misery, you guys are the best. I love your music. I'd have Seek Misery back on any time in the future.
We'll definitely be back on.
Yeah, we'd be happy to jump back on, Sam. Absolutely. This hour and a half or however long it's been, it's just gone by like that. It's just gone so quick. You
know what's scary? I think the last half an hour has felt like about 30 seconds. Like 1 minute I looked, it was like an hour and, just on an hour. And now we're up to an hour and 26 on my end. I'm like, nah, fuck off. It hasn't been that long. But I'll, depending how I feel tonight, I might watch this back. I don't think there's been any issues with it at all, but I just want to watch it back so that there's no, fade outs or I'm off screen. So I'll send this through, I reckon, in probably the next 12 to 24 hours, probably late morning if everything goes to plan.
Lovely. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Absolutely.
And feel free to share it around. I'll post the link to the episode to both Ryan and Dave, put it on my news feed, and then the Spotify playlist with Seek Misery, among a shitload of other good bands and a lot of new music on this playlist as well. So,
Oh, absolutely. I've seen those playlists, Sam. They go on forever, mate.
never ending. And did I
Yeah.
say when I started this video one, it was going to be 200 songs per playlist? Yeah, it's fucking grown to like 800 now, which isn't 200. Sam's massive, really gone down the drain with that one, but but Ryan and Dave, Seek Misery, it's been an absolute pleasure, honour. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next interview, and I really hope to get over to South Australia soon, because I think it's time I got my ass off to South Australia and see some good bands.
Without saying too much, we have a show announcement coming very soon. And if there's any time to get over to South Australia, it's definitely that weekend.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, watch this space, as they say.
Yeah, watch this space. You'll find out more soon.
Yeah. No, don't drop it now, Dave. That wouldn't be
No,
a good idea.
I won't. I won't.
I'll be in shit then. It's be like, you announced this before it was announced? Naughty, naughty.
No, I think you'll be very stoked with this show, and just the entire weekend in general is going to be a bloody jam-packed, awesome weekend. So
Oh.
I will keep you in the loop once
No.
I'm allowed to say something.
Yes. Make sure I don't have any other gigs on that weekend,
Yeah.
possibly.
And next time we jump on the podcast, Sam, we'll have an album to talk about.
Oh, yes.
The album would have been out.
Yep. Oh, I can't wait to hear that. And I can't wait for episode 2. But not just yet, obviously. I'd love to do it next week, but unfortunately, I don't think there would be much to talk about between 7 days.
Oh, come on. We'll be able to get it up to another 10 hours of us chatting.
Sam Horner featuring Seek Misery every Friday night at 8.
Oh, don't give me ideas, Dave. That's not... It's like, Dave said this on the episode Tuesday, June 24, and it's come true. Dave, Ryan, Seek Misery, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've had the best time.
Cheers for having us, Sam. Like, I had an absolute pleasure being here, being able to chat with you, and just having a good time, mate.
Yeah. Well, right back at you both. It's not even been an interview, honestly. It's been a chat more than anything.
No, that's all it has to be.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Looking forward to bumping into you next time we're in Melbourne too, Sam.
Yes. I'll try and... No, I can't go in disguise. Not... I think that someone would know who I am anyway. So
We'll catch you out.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening, Ryan and Dave, and we'll chat again soon.
Thanks,
No
mate.
worries, Sam.
No
Cheers,
worries.
Look after yourself. We'll speak to you soon.
Catch you. Same to you.
See ya.
See ya.
Cheers.